Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about how you can construct a portfolio that will pay you every single month in qualified dividends. So this is a list of stocks. There's thousands of stocks on the various exchanges today, but these are just examples that you can kind of go out and do your own research and combat your own list of stocks that you're interested in investing into. But the cool thing about these stocks is that they each pay different months. You can see these lists of stocks all pay in January, these lists of stocks all pay in February, and these stocks all pay in the month of March. And then after that, so then once you get to April, this list will pretty much restart. Then these will pay in April, then these will pay in May, and then these will pay in June. And they kind of repeat. Sometimes there's some differences where like some stocks will be on different schedules. But for the most part, this is how their schedules are structured. So the cool thing about that is you could purchase TSM, Apple, and DFS and literally get income every single month from these various companies. Now, is that the best idea? You're going to have to do your own research as far as assessing what stocks and companies you want to invest into. But I think this is pretty cool. And I kind of constructed the data here. So this column is the average trading volume, or I think Google Finance actually calculates the volume traded today. So for me, I like the combination of dividends and dividends and options. So the cool thing about that is, the higher liquid stocks, you have the opportunity to also sell options. So not all of these that I know of offer weekly options, but that's something else that we can kind of, condense our list down. We could go through each one of these and kind of look at that data to see, what stocks offer weekly options. That's another one as well. But yeah, so there's some various ways to screen stocks, but for this example, these are the ones that we have so far. So the ones that pay in January, it's a little late because most of these have probably already gone on ex-dividend date. So you'll probably want to start targeting companies to acquire for the month of February. But this next column here is the 2024 performance. I think that's how these are currently sorted, just by best performing from a price return perspective. I'm not sure if this is including the dividend. I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, so obviously MPW has been getting smacked. I'm sorry, that's Nike. Nike's been getting smacked this year. That's the lowest performing one from this list. MPW just right above it at 21.94% in the negative. But yeah, so depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for a higher yielding one that's performed well, you look at MO. They're paying a 7.57% yield, and last year they returned a 25.7% return. Allstate was another good one. Almost a 2% yielding stock, returned 34.06%. And then JP Morgan, the financial sector last year did very, very well. JP Morgan, 39.3% last year. That was a 2% yielder that you could have picked up, and so forth there. AT&T, looking at February, your Apple, AT&T, Procter & Gamble, AbbVie, Texas Instruments, Verizon, General Dynamics, and Starbucks. These are all some other ones you can assess and look at as well. But yeah, so this is just one set of lists that I've kind of came up with so far. Discover was another great one last year, up 54%, and they pay a 1.6% dividend yield. Texas Roadhouse, 1.33, more of a dividend growth play. But yeah, very solid performance last year. Who knows what they're going to do in 2025? This is just kind of, I wanted to look at 2024 to kind of see how they did last year. And maybe some of that momentum can continue into 2025. So that's kind of why I have these set up here. But yeah, so typically I like to look for stocks that yield higher than the S&P 500 and it perform better than the S&P 500. So sometimes it's a little difficult to find that, and it's hard to consistently do that. But that's something I've kind of looking at here. So, but yeah, guys, that's going to be it for a quick little video today. Wanted to kind of just shoot this and get some. Put this out here so you guys can kind of look at it. If you want access to the spreadsheet, it's just a list that I've kind of came up with. And then there's some like logic as far as calculating the 2024 performance. I'm leveraging Google Finance there. And then the yield is actually using, there's a website called FinViz. I'm scraping that from that, and that's kind of giving me that yield there. Apple, massive dividend payer. Just kidding, only 0.42% there. But yeah, guys, that is it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you hold any of these companies. Let me know why you're holding them. Are you holding them just for the dividend? Are you holding them for the growth? Would love to hear your feedback down below. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you got some value from it. And hope this gives you some motivation to, if you're interested in developing a, passive dividend income portfolio via stocks, that this is something you can look into leveraging. By all means, you can buy all the stock. If you don't want to necessarily worry about getting dividends every single month, you can just purchase stocks that pay, 3, 6, 9, 12. And that could be a list of, I'm sure there's hundreds or maybe even thousands of stocks that pay on that dividend schedule. But the cool thing with options too, you can buy Discover. They pay, I think, 3, 6, 9, 12. But you could also sell options on the months that they don't pay. So that's kind of my strategy and something that I like to do. I like to buy companies that pay dividends, but I also, sometimes like to sell covered calls on those companies as well to kind of just, combine that covered call premium with the dividend premium to just kind of generate the most cash flow I can for my investments. And that's kind of my logic there. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below. And as always, if you guys are still here, I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe down below.